This passage says to me that we were born to network, that we were born to connect, that we were born to collaborate, that we were born to work with and through each other. It is at the core of where we will go in the 21st century. It is the most important thing, I believe, that God wants us to learn how to do. You see, God has given us every single thing that we need to succeed except each other. We are a $1 trillion economy. If we were a nation, we would be the 13th richest nation in the entire world. That's what we bring to the table in a single year, nearly $1 trillion. We have brain power. From just one generation alone, baby boomers, we have amassed over 500 billion hours of formal education and professional training. We have surpassed W.E.B. Du Bois' dream of the talented 10th. You remember his dream? If at least 10% of black people could get the finest education possible, he meant a college education. They would then get that education, come back to their community, invest in their community, and that 10% alone would uplift the entire race. That was his dream. We have surpassed that dream. Nearly 17% of black people in America have at least a 4-year college degree or better. So we have brain power. If you wanted to put a dollar value on that brain power from just one generation alone, it would be that our collective intellectual capital base from one generation alone is worth in excess of $5 trillion from one generation. And here's an interesting statistic. Nearly 60% of black people in America, nearly 60% of the workforce, black workforce in America, nearly 9 million of us, are in executive, managerial, supervisory, professional specialty, vocational, technical, administrative, sales, and business ownership positions. That is an army of potential role models and mentors to help those who are stuck in the cycle of poverty. In fact, there is no army in the entire world larger than the army of black people that have succeeded in this country. So make no mistake about it, success runs in our race. Right. We are an awesome and powerful people. But we are dispersed and disconnected.
Speak.
There is nothing wrong with dispersion. I live in Cleveland, you live in Oakland, we have relatives in West Africa and East Africa and South America and the Caribbean. That's dispersion, but we must not be disconnected.
Right.
This is the final thing that God wants us to learn how to do, Wade. Is to work with and through each other, which begins with, as you so aptly teach, self-love. To get over this self-hatred, this negative self-imagery that we have. You see, because if I do not love me, there is no way that I can love you, because when I look at you, you become a reflection of me. That is called low race esteem. And when you have low race esteem, which is at the core of low self-esteem, you do not work with and through each other because you do not trust those that look like you. We've talked about this for most of the evening. So we must fix this. God has given us everything that we need. In fact, God has asked me to announce to you this evening that He ain't giving you nothing else. Until we learn to leverage more effectively our collective resources and intellectual capital, we will not be getting anything else. Until we become better stewards of that which we already have, we will not be getting anything else. And when we become better stewards of that which we already have, we will also demonstrate to the world and demonstrate to ourselves that we are a force to be reckoned with. We are an awesome and powerful people. Many of you have seen me show this little symbol of black people, beautiful, educated, moneyed black people all over Oakland, all over America. And what you will notice about these beautiful and and educated and moneyed black people is that everybody's doing their own thing. Caught up in a Eurocentric value system of rugged individualism. Survival of the fittest. But we must fix this, because there is no power there. Here is where all the power is, when we connect the dots. When we connect the dots, we have communities where people are connected, the schools work better, the crime rate is lower, the economic growth rate is higher. This is where we are going. This is what this movement is all about. Successful people build networks. Average people look for work. Now, finally, brothers and sisters, that if you have a dream that you can achieve by yourself, you do not have a dream that is large enough. Susan has a dream that must be achieved through the efforts of other people. That is what God has intended. That is a dream that will get achieved over time. Each day of our lives, we make deposits in the memory banks of our children. This is what we should be doing. This is what we have not been doing. Let us connect the dots. Let us begin by greeting each other differently going forward. The Maasai tribe, beautiful East African people from southern Kenya and northern Tanzania, right in the Great Rift Valley, have a beautiful greeting that they use and have been using for 200 years. And it focuses on and emphasizes the importance of the children. So instead of us greeting each other in the traditional greeting that we have done for many years, you know, like, what's up? How you doing? Zup. That's Michael. Zup. Let us agree that going forward, now this is going to be a little bit awkward, but I think this will help in the psychological feeding of placing the emphasis on our children. Because when we save our children, we are really saving ourselves. Would you agree with that? Yes. So I want you all to say with me the traditional Maasai greeting. And the greeting is, I'll say it first, and then I want you to repeat it. And then let's try to use this. It's going to be a little bit awkward at first. But when a Maasai person greets another Maasai, the first thing they say to each other is, and how are the children?
Wow.
That is the first thing they say, Lou. And how are the children? So repeat that. Say that for me.
And how are the children?
So this keeps our children and this initiative and this idea at the top of mind.
Mm-hmm.
So two things. Let us connect the dots, because the strength is not in the wolf, the strength is in the pack. It is easy to break a finger, it is hard to break a fist. Right? And then let us change how we greet each other over time and place the emphasis where the emphasis should be placed, which is on our children. And how are the children? Now, I want you to repeat after me in closing. I want you to repeat and say, this is not about me. Will you say that?
This is not about me.
This is about we.
This is about we.
It takes teamwork.
It takes teamwork
to make the dream work.
to make the dream work.
We have the timber.
We have the timber.
Let us build.
Let us build.
God bless you. Thank you.